Welcome to Math Vault, where numbers make sense and math comes to life. Are you ready to crack the code of mathematics? Then let's dive in.
Hey everyone! Welcome to this tutorial where we'll learn how to determine the radius, center, and interval of convergence of a power series using the ratio test. Power series are incredibly important in calculus and real-world applications, from solving differential equations to approximating functions. But before we can use them, we need to check where they actually converge. So let's get started!
First of all, let's define the key terms. Power series, a series of the form summation of c sub n times the quantity of x minus a raised to n, where n is equal to 0, to infinity, where c sub n are the coefficients, a is the center, and x is the variable. Radius of convergence, the distance from the center where the series converge. Interval of convergence, the set of x values for which the series converge. Let's apply the ratio test.
We will use the ratio test in determining if the series converges absolutely. So this time, we will have this first step-by-step procedure, and our example is summation of quantity x minus 2 raised to n all over 2 raised to n. So in this series, we want to use the ratio test in order to determine if the series converges absolutely. So followed by, we have to understand the ratio test. As we all know, in ratio test, we have the summation of a sub n. And in order for us to get the limit, we will use a sub n plus 1 for the numerator and a sub n for the denominator. And the limit function will become the limit as n approaches to infinity. And this is the absolute value of the u, which is a sub n plus 1 over a sub n, which is equivalent to the limit. So for our step 2, we will have to identify the general term. So we have, in our given, we have the summation of quantity x minus 2 raised to n all over 2 raised to n. So for our a sub n plus 1, we will add plus 1 in the variable n. So a sub n plus 1 is equivalent to quantity x minus 2 raised to n plus 1 all over 2 raised to n plus 1. So this will be the value for our a sub n plus 1. And for our a sub n, just copy the given, which is quantity x minus 2 raised to n all over 2 raised to n. So since we already have the value for a sub n plus 1 and a sub n, we can now proceed to limit as n approaches to infinity to find the ratio and absolute value of these terms.
So that we have already found the value of a sub n plus 1 and a sub n, we are now going to compute the ratio of this specific equation. So first of all, we're going to find the reciprocal of the denominator. So let me write this. The quantity of x minus 2 raised to n plus 1 over 2n plus 1 times, what we're going to do is to put 2n as the numerator, 2 raised to n, and the quantity of x minus 2 as the denominator, x minus 2 raised to n. So given that we have already found out that we're going to use multiplication, in order for us to cancel all the possible terms, first of all, we're going to make this term into a single fraction. First, we're going to write this like this, times 2 raised to n, and this one, n plus 1, times x minus 2 raised to n. And given the interval of, we're just going to change the position of these two specific numbers, x minus 2, n plus 1, and then we're going to make this part as the denominator of this specific function, 2x minus 2x raised to n times 2n over 2n plus 1. And then we are going to proceed to cancel all the possible terms. So given that we can write this part as x minus 2 n plus 1 minus n, because this is the denominator, minus n, times 2 raised to n minus n minus n minus 1. So we're just going to simplify this specific value into x minus 2. So 1 minus 1, we're going to get value again here, times the value of n minus n minus 1, we're going to have 2 raised to negative 1, where we can write 2 raised to negative 1 into 1 half. So this one is value 1 only. So in order for us to find the given value, so x minus 2, the quantity of x minus 2 times 1, we're going to have x minus 2 all over the side of this part.
Since we get an answer of absolute value x minus 2 over 2 from the given series, the next step that we need to do is to apply the ratio test condition, where the ratio test requires the limit of absolute value a sub n plus 1 over a sub n, where n approaches to infinity is less than to 1. And to get that, we set up the inequality to absolute value of x minus 2 over 2 less than 1. To get the value of x, first we need to remove the absolute value by rewriting it as a compound inequality for us to have x minus 2 over 2 less than 1 but greater than negative 1. After that, we need to eliminate the fraction by multiplying all sides by 2, so we can get x minus 2 less than 2 but greater than negative 2. And for us to get the value of x, we need to add 2 to all sides. And by that, we can say that the series converges absolutely for x is less than to 4 but greater than to 0. Therefore, our radius of convergence is equal to 2 since we have center as x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then add both sides by 2 to get the x is equal to 2. And for the interval convergence is from 0 to 4.
For example number 2, we have the summation from n equals to 1 to infinity of x raised to n over n. Then let's identify the general term. As the limit of n approaches to infinity of the absolute value of a sub n plus 1 over a sub n. For a sub n, we have x raised to n over n. And for a sub n plus 1, we have x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Then let us cancel the same terms. Now, we have the limit as n approaches to infinity of the absolute value of x times n over n plus 1. Disregarding n over n plus 1, the absolute value of x is less than 1. The radius is equal to 1 and the center is equal to 0. By substituting negative 1 and 1 to x, our interval is negative 1 and 1, where negative 1 is part of the converging numbers and 1 is part of diverging numbers.
Great job, everyone! Let's quickly recap. We used the ratio test to determine the radius of convergence. We checked the endpoints separately to find the exact interval of convergence. Now, it's your turn. Try solving a few power series problems and see if you can determine their radius and interval of convergence.
Things to remember. Always remember the formula of ratio test. Next is convergence and divergence criteria. If the limit is less than 1, the series converges absolutely. If the limit is greater than 1, or the limit is infinite, the series diverges. If the limit is equal to 1, the test is inconclusive. You may use another method. Third is the common situation where ratio test is useful. Factorial expressions, exponential terms, or power series. Last but not the least, watch out for special cases. If the terms do not involve factorials or exponentials, other tests like the p-series or comparison test may be more useful. If the limit calculation is complicated, try simplifying before applying the test. This is why ratio test is important. Ratio tests determine the absolute convergence, also useful for factorials and exponential terms, and provides a clear and simple condition. Ratio test is also efficient for power series, and it can help for real-world applications such as in physics, economics, and statistics. So this is Mathful. If you want more tutorials, you may click the like button and the notification bell and subscribe. Thank you!